What do you say, baseball fans? Rye Bread talking baseball, episode 23. Took a hard one yesterday. Tough day at the plate. Twins decided to wake up. Singer didn't have his best game. Took a line drive off the foot. It was over before it started. It was done. But the execution, as poor as it was, that's the type of game that I think you should bet. Is you get a really good number, plus 185 on that game. I'm doing it again today. Again, $5 this time. Let's take it easy. I'm on a bit of a... That's 2 in a row. Thank goodness for the Astros last week. Otherwise, we'd be in the negatives. But Dustin May is a really good pitcher, okay? He's going up against Woodruff. The Dodgers need a W. I think they want to show what Dustin May can do against the top ace. I really think the Dodgers win tonight. And you could take the Dodgers any night and feel confident about it because they're so good. And then I'm going to match it up with Cubs at Reds because Castillo hasn't been right. And I've seen what the Cubs can do when they decide to hit. My goodness, they can destroy you. And Castillo hasn't been good. So the number is kind of based on the nameplate here because Castillo hasn't been Castillo, yet the number kind of reflects that. So get this, if you parlay the Dodgers and the Cubs, Davies is going for the Cubs, it's plus 323. Dodgers and Cubs parlay. But Davies doesn't walk anybody. And the way you get hurt at Cincinnati is if you walk people and then you're giving up 3-run bombs instead of solo shots. And I haven't seen Castillo be Castillo very much. And he's shown some flashes, but the velocity's been down and he hasn't been good. So the number is just influenced by the name on the jersey, not his performance up to now. So again, this is where I like to look. I'm not going to bet a game every day, but when I see a situation like this, this is when you should bet. So I'm betting, which probably means you can fade me. That's probably a safe bet, I'm telling you. The bookies and casinos have a better number than me. So bet against me every time. We'll call it dumb money. I'll be the dumb money. Why don't you bet against me every time? It's a lock. But on the baseball side of it, we've got some great matchups today. I want to see Tristan McKenzie at Lance Lynn, the young pitcher for the Indians in a division game. I want to see how he stacks up against Lance Lynn. I think he's going to be fired up. He's an emotional guy, got a lot of juice, electric stuff. I'm excited to see that Cleveland-Chicago game. And then you've got Astros Rays going on also 4 o'clock. That's going to be, come on, we're following that, you know. And then that Dustin May at Brandon Woodruff. The Brewers are just playing great. First place in their division, and they got a bunch of guys on the IL. And then you lead right into San Francisco at San Diego. We were hoping that was going to be a good game. I had to finish it in the morning, but man, so close. But that's why you want replay, right? You don't want foul balls being granted grand slams. We thought San Diego would win that game. Obviously, I look like an idiot. Got to own when you make a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking about Darvish. I had a bad feeling about Darvish, just like I had a good feeling about the Royals. So you got to own it when you just biff it that hard. He was ridiculous last night, was Darvish. So I don't know what my deal is with that. I was not on tune yesterday because my goodness, that's 2 big misses. But we did call the Mariners to beat the Angels. Didn't bet that one, did you, smart guy? Amazing. Oh, unbelievable. Anyhow, you've got the Blake Snell experience tonight in San Diego. And that could be either really good or an exciting ride that still ends up really good. Or what happened? In San Francisco, DeSclafani's numbers are microscopic. He hasn't faced the tightest competition, and he's coming off a lot of pitches, but my gosh, man. His ERA and whip are stupid. It's like under 2, under 1. It's gross. DeSclafani, the last I checked, his numbers were microscopic. That's just the fantasy perspective. He was being added a lot, and I was like, why is everybody picking up DeSclafani? And you look at the numbers, and that's why. He's just on fire. So that game is going to be another tough one if Snell decides to do his let's walk a couple guys an inning, give up a hit, keep everybody on the bases, and then end up with 5 scoreless with 3 walks and 8 strikeouts and no earned, something like this. I mean, that's a common line for him. So I'm interested to see how it shakes out. And then Angels-Mariners going at it again. That is such a huge match in the West. Because after watching what the Astros did to the Rays yesterday, man, they're tough. The Astros are they're just good. That's the only way you can say it. They're good. And they got Urquidy going today against Fleming, another crafty lefty. Crafty lefty didn't seem to do the job yesterday because Yarbrough got knocked around. But Yarbrough I don't know what it is. If Yarbrough is following up an opener, his numbers are just split so dramatically. It's almost kind of uncanny. But I think we can safely start putting an opener in front of him just because of the way the numbers, whether it's mental or real or whatever. Yarbs, when he follows up an opener, it just seems to be a much different pitcher for whatever reason. When people get on the base pass for Yarbrough, it slows down quite a bit, and the score goes up quite a bit. I like Yarbrough, but man, why would you break that thing you had going with the opener in him? His numbers are just off the charts when he follows an opener. So I expect to see them going back to that. And I expect to see maybe Fleming take over as getting starts. But even that, Patino followed by Fleming is great, or vice versa. McClanahan, for example, followed by... Oh my God, could you imagine that? The big break in speed. That would be a fantastic combo. I'm all for them staying with that combination thing because the Rays just have a bunch of young guys who aren't going to give that many innings. They're going to be given 80. Not 120 or 150, some of these guys. So they're going to take what they can get. But the slate is just jam-packed. And we're looking in on that. Like I said, I bet that game. So if you want to fade me, which is probably the way to go, I took Dodgers and Cubs in a parlay today. Plus 323 for that game. We'll get on the superlatives for tomorrow. I'm going to watch these games pretty closely today. Get at me on Twitter at RyeBread0844. Oh, and before we go, don't forget, Arizona's still winning games, and they got Zac Gallen going tonight against Gomber. So if you're wondering why Arizona keeps winning games, they're getting performances from guys that maybe you haven't heard of. And if you wanted to check out Zac Gallen tonight or today, Colorado and Arizona, that would be worthwhile because Arizona just keeps winning. And if we're paying close attention to San Francisco and San Diego, you might as well pay attention to Arizona for now because they're right there. Oh, I'm glad we didn't forget that because I keep forgetting to mention that Arizona just keeps winning. Who knows what it's going to be like in the end, but they do keep winning. Once again, thank you very much. I want to say happy birthday to my Auntie Bonnie. We love you, and we'll see you at the party. Don't forget Bascom's Chop House, Clearwater, Florida, 15 minutes away from the Trop. Best steak, best wine list in the city. Tell them I sent you. You will not be disappointed. We'll be back again tomorrow because we're going to do 162.